Hi everyone, this is Ryan with If You Don't Have It, You Can't Sell It. And today we're going to be talking about lost sales with Craig Barnell of Fishers Finery. Hi Craig.
Hey Ryan, how you doing?
Doing well, doing well. So we're just wrapping up Black Friday, Cyber Monday. So we thought it'd be a good time to sit down and talk to everybody about how inventory optimizer tracking lost sales, especially during this period. Um, Looking back at the last 4 years of sales history and identifying when you had lost sales is so important to you as a seller.
Yeah, Ryan, it's amazing, having been, in our 12th year as Fishers Finery and giving birth to Inventory Optimizer. What have we been doing this for 7, 8 years now? It's amazing that uh, changes can be so dramatically impactful to business in the current time. Launching this new feature set of tracking lost sales in Amazon, it sounded great as we described it, as we talked about, as we worked with the developers. So, just to reiterate for the people that are tuning in, the basic premise is we wanted to maintain accuracy of a sales forecast with our machine learning and AI by finding a way to take periods in which there were no sales and no inventory. So if you had inventory and you didn't sell it, hey, that's on you. There were no buyers. But if you were selling 10, 10, 10, 11, 10, and then all of a sudden you went to zero, and the reason you went to zero was there was no inventory, we've been working on a way to download that data from Amazon, identify those periods, and remove them. Not alter, not change, just if you didn't have it and didn't sell it, it was because you had no inventory. Let's not take those periods and add them into the forecast and skew the forecast to, in essence, run out of stock. So it sounded great. Developers working on it. You're working on it with the team, watching everything happen and unfold and going through beta. And then lo and behold, I sat with Kayla, who you're familiar with on our end at Fishers Finery, and we run the forecasts side by side in tandem with the original forecast that did not have lost sales. So we go into the settings of the Fishers Finery and Inventory Optimizer, turn on lost sales, Ryan, rerun it, allow it to forecast. It takes what, 7, 8 minutes. And lo and behold, the change in our purchase recommendations were remarkable. And I mean remarkable. So I'd like to focus on two collections. One is we sell a large collection of cashmere hats, gloves, and scarves, accessories, that are really highly seasonal, not only giftable, but also cold weather. We don't sell a lot in late spring, early summer, and early fall. So, really seasonal weather wise, season wise, and then also for gifting. And then the other collection, let me look at my notes here, was our athleisure collection. It's our largest SKU tree, because of the children variants with size and color. One bootleg yoga pant can have over 100 variants. So one collection is highly seasonal with relatively low number of SKU variants, parent-child, and the other one is not really seasonal. We sell it all year round, but highly intensive when it comes to ordering because of MOQ size and color issues. So again, we reran the forecast, including toggling on lost sales, which in essence removed the periods in which we took the no sale days away if we had no inventory support sales. And what changed? It was nothing short of remarkable. We went back, we downloaded the new forecast, compared it to the old one, and then started to go back on the graphs in which we track sales by day, by period. It's cumbersome. I don't suggest anyone do this, but I love living in the weeds. So I had Kayla and Kyle and myself download the spreadsheets of actual sales by day and began to look at the periods. And I just wanted to isolate 2 or 3 products, not everything. But what we learned was it was able to, in real time, it took away those cells and they were varying. So on one of our bootleg yoga pants, I think it was black extra large petite, um, it had gone out of stock 4 times in 77 days. And one time it was out of stock 11 days. So the change in the forecast, it wasn't like, hey, order goes from ordering 96 because we order that product, every 75 days. Uh, it didn't go from like order 96 to 7,000. It was nothing like that. But what it did do is it took some of the individual size and color variants that are important to the contribution to the parent, and it had us order our MOQ for that product is by size colors 48. So a whole bunch of 48s, 96s, started popping up where there was 0 or 20 or 48s, and so you could see that what had happened instantly was it reforecast, removing the lost sales, and then begin to backfill the amount of inventory we should have had we if we wanted to capture those sales. So moving forward, it prepared an order that was, I mean, it was wonderful. We tested it. It was definitely identifying lost sales. Now we were going to have stock to carry us, and that we wouldn't be experiencing those out of stock periods. And I'm sure it's only going to get better. And please keep in mind, this is while we've been at 92.8% stock order performance across 4,000 SKUs. So there isn't a ton of room to get better, but in an individual day there might be, and that's what this did. So great, we did the order, we put it in right away. It's in production now. We'll have it early next year. So, but the more important one is cashmere. Cashmere being a highly seasonal product, we usually have to begin preparing that order because of the volume of cashmere we procure, and we have some custom colors. We start working on that order, believe it or not, in mid-February. We have to commit to the amount of cashmere we're going to buy. We buy the highest grade available, so we have to commit and purchase it ahead of time. We control the entire supply chain in our Sustainable Fiber Alliance certified. So there's a lot to it. So in essence, we're ordering by February, March, we've got to get our order ready to accumulate enough cashmere to begin production after they shave the goats and process the hair and dye it and blah, blah, blah. So we're just barely in the start of the season, right? I mean, sales are picking up in late September. We do get a cold snap in October, which is wonderful for cashmere sales, and things start percolating very, very well. I mean, almost too well. So sales are escalating at a pace we have not seen in years in that collection. And at the same time, this feature set of removing lost sales is implemented. So when we took a look at the athleisure collection, we're excited. And so I said to myself, let's see how it does with a highly seasonal collection. Ryan, we issued a PO the same day. Thank goodness a lot of the problems were with black. Black is one of the non-standard, it's a standard color, so it's not custom. And we always order extra black to handle, upticks in demand. But in essence, it showed that over the last 4 years, we have missed somewhere between 16 and 20% of top line sales in that collection. And that's a lot. It's $300,000 to $400,000 in sales in one collection. The new feature set, turning on lost sales, identified those periods literally instantly. Because we have it set up with your help and the team's help to order by MOQ, it spit out exactly case pack quantities. We were able to take the information and create a PO right inside the system and send it off. I'll add it to the accounting system later. But I mean, we were able to do that in real time. And lo and behold, because we were able to move so quickly, we're able to start air shipping some of the stuff that is ready to run out of stock now. We're not even at Christmas yet. And so that one's going to be highly impactful for late Q4, early Q1, because cashmere sells very well through March, but we're going to be able to replenish the identified issues very quickly. So Ryan, I can't even tell you how far it exceeded expectation with the ability to make those nuanced changes. And again, we're not talking, doubling the forecast. We're not talking changing procurement by 80%. We're talking the ability to manage individual ASINs or SKUs with their own demand inside the platform using AI, and now eliminating no sale because of no inventory and getting a more accurate forecast for your demand forecast and sales, and then being able to apply that data backwards to what inventory you have grounded, what's in production or on PO, and then being able to order the appropriate amount in a window in which you'll get it here so you don't go out of stock. I can't even, it looks like it's going to impact our top line revenue next year somewhere between 8 and 10%. So, we're talking, yeah, I know, we're talking a move, in the 7 figures. So it's pretty exciting.
Yeah, and to add on to that is when we were building out this functionality, we had many requests for how we define out of stocks. And that's something that we built into the feature where a user will be able to set if they want it to be 5 units, if they want it to be 1 unit, if they want it to be zero, when they define when we identify those lost sales. That way, if you have a high volume seller that sells, 100, 150 units per day, and you only have 10 units left, well, we don't want to track the sales for just that one day that you sold, 10 units because you went out of stock that day. And in our feature, we allow you to do that. So I'm hopefully that you were able to exploit that feature, Craig, and I know many of our other users have as well. If anyone out there is interested in seeing this feature in action, or they want to see it in action in their own company, please feel free to reach out to me, Craig, or another member of our team. I'll have the details below in the description. And thank you for joining us on another episode of If You Don't Have It, You Can't Sell It. And we look forward to speaking to you again soon. Thanks.
Thanks, Ryan.